A strange phenomenon that many find simply unbelievable. Animal hoarding, it's called. These are people who are far more than simply pet lovers. No, they are truly obsessed by the need to obtain and keep pets, sometimes by the dozen, sometimes by owning 100 or more. Many of them choose to live in squalor rather than parting with their pets. Our Yunji Denise peered into this world and the psychological mindset of animal hoarders.
Olga Fedorov watched helplessly as last week investigators removed dozens of animals, dogs, cats, pigeons, even a fox, some alive, many dead, from her Philadelphia home, a place where she says the animals were well cared for.
I spare no expense. They're my babies. I have no husband or children to worry about. They were my children.
This shocking scene is all too common.
One of the biggest animal hoarding cases ever.
250 dogs rescued from a home in Polk County.
Pit bulls and more than 100 pigeons found living in filth.
Across the country, men, women, young and old share an addiction unlike any other.
I look at it and just go, how did it get this way? How did I let it get this way?
The overwhelming need to collect and even control animals. The difference with animal hoarding is that this drug can love you back.
You're such a sweet boy.
This is Lolette. What started as a rescue center for strays is now a house teeming with nearly 300 cats.
I have a hard time saying no to a cat in need.
Every year, thousands of Americans hoard more than 250,000 animals. Animal lovers like Don.
Oh, you guys.
He began with 1, 2, then 3 cats, and now has more than 30.
One day you look down and you've got 30 pairs of eyes looking at you going, you're gonna feed me?
Don overcame an addiction to methamphetamines and seemingly replaced one habit with another. And then there's Janice with 97 dogs and 15 cats crowded into her tiny trailer. Janice began breeding Yorkshire Terriers, but she eventually added more breeds and stopped selling the puppies. She's lived like this for the last 12 years.
My dogs are like my kids.
Clover, what are you doing?
They're all sweet dogs. They're just incredible.
Caring for her kids is a full-time, exhausting job.
It's constantly all day long that I have to just keep going behind them and, filling the water back up, picking the paper back up, putting new paper down.
Still, the trailer is never truly clean nor quiet. Janice hasn't seen her grandchildren in months.
I mean, as much as I love my grandkids, and believe me, that is a lot, but, I also love my dogs, too.
Who else is going to bed? Come on, Garrett. Come on, Cockroach.
You've seen these guys grow up from puppies, and you've taken care of them.
Come on, Doriel.
It's her daughter, Lindsay, who eventually calls on Dr. Karen Cassidy to set up an intervention. The goal? Convince Janice to give up all but 2 dogs and 1 cat.
Honestly speaking, if you were looking for a home for an animal, so let's say you were running a pet shelter, would you pick your place?
Oh, my, it'll be all right.
Here we go. Cat in a box.
It's a painful process. Humane Society volunteers fill an entire tractor trailer with animals as Janice learns to let go.
Felt like I was pulling on my heart. It's like I wanted to give him one more hug goodbye.
It's been almost 4 months, but that moment is still tough to think about.
When you walked back into the house and those trucks pulled away and you saw those empty cages, what was that like?
It was hard. It was very hard.
What were you feeling at that point?
I felt good for the dogs. I knew that I did what I had to do. And, but it was hard because I loved them.
Janice has moved into her daughter's home with just 1 cat and 2 dogs and says her life is better, but she still misses those dogs.
I mean, that term, animal hoarder, do you think that applies to you?
No. No, I don't think that applies to me because it wasn't something that I chose to do.
Do you see the hoarding parallel of someone who collects, let's say, clothes or, you bought the initial dogs.
But I didn't go out and initially buy 100 dogs. So no, I don't see myself as an animal hoarder. No, I don't.
Even with 97 dogs?
No, because I got put in that situation.
That denial is typical.
It goes with every animal hoarder. They fail to understand that all their love is a good intention gone awry.
For Don, the threat of jail time finally forces him to surrender to animal control. Workers find dangerously high levels of ammonia from all the urine and several gruesome surprises.
Oh, look what we got here. What's this?
After cleaning and new carpets, he has his life back. Lolette also parts ways with her animals, 260 cats. Most are put up for adoption.
I felt that I could really trust them. So I let go of some cats that I did not plan to.
And then, today, Janice is focusing on life with her grandchildren, but she's stopped seeing her therapist.
Janice would be likely to start rescuing more animals if she doesn't get help. Unfortunately, 100% of animal hoarders relapse if they don't receive treatment. And it's because it's painful for them to let go of the animals, because they feel like the animals give them perfect love, and that they give the animal perfect love. And that feels like the only way they can derive satisfaction in life.
Think you get enough love from 2 dogs in the same way that you got love from so many other dogs?
I get the same amount of love from each one of them. I can say that. It's definitely unconditional love because they love you no matter what.
When you're with these 2, do you ever miss the others?
I always miss the others. I'll always miss them.
I'm Yunji Denise for Nightline in Fredericksburg, Maryland.